How do you get negative reviews removed from Google? First, I want to point out that we're talking about fake reviews or reviews that are from people that are not legitimate customers. So there's a couple easy steps, and I've done a video about this before, but I wanted to add an appeal process that we just learned. So first off, if you have a negative review, you can log into Google My Business and you can report that review as not legitimate. So there's a couple of reasons why it could not be legitimate. It could be from a competitor, it could be spam, it could be from an employee. All of these things are against Google's terms of services. Now I want to point out that employees are allowed to leave reviews, just not on Google, because Google is designed for service reviews and feedback. If an employee needs to leave a negative review or a review, it could be on something like Glassdoor. So now I want to kind of explain, once you submit that review, it's usually done by a computer system that's going to review that, some AI program that says, oh, this is real or this isn't real. And it works most of the time for Google, but occasionally it does get it wrong. We've had reviews where someone said they didn't like the color of our building and left us a negative review on Google. And obviously that has nothing to do with our business, the experience that customers had, anything like that. And so it wasn't a fair, legitimate review on our business. Now, what we had to do was go to Google and report that. Now, for some reason, Google left it up there and said, this is a legitimate experience that this person has had. Obviously, their building has something to do with their service. So we were able to do a manual appeal with them and had a human actually look at it and say, they're not in the business of selling paint or selling buildings. So I don't understand how this has anything to do with their service. And so they actually removed that. So let's jump into the full YouTube video and hopefully answer some of your questions. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is Google My Business. You'll go ahead and jump right in. It'll look like this. You'll just need to sign in and that'll take you to a screen that looks like this. Then you'll wanna click this button right here. That'll take you over to your Google My Business and it should look like this. The next thing you're gonna do is go to read reviews. All right, so you'll see our reviews here. If there's one that doesn't look correct, you can click this button right here and then report review. Now you have all of these options to report the review and you can learn more about their policies through here, as well as legal help, other options you have. But I would say start here. Typically you can submit something once. We have had success with submitting it for clients more than once and getting it taken down later. But that's the process. You would just say off topic or spam and submit report and then follow the steps there. It's really easy. But if for some reason you report that review and again, it truly is not a real customer, it's not legitimate, doesn't belong there, then you have another option. Come to this link, which I'll include for you, but it says submit a one-time appeal of a review. So there's instructions here. This is provided by Google. We didn't make this up. And then you're just gonna go to the review management tool. All right, so once you're in, it'll make you log in, you'll confirm it. Thankfully, I've never had this experience, so we don't have to deal with this with our business, but I can show you. You click on the location, continue, and then because I don't have one to appeal, so I've never submitted one and it's been denied, there's nothing to do. You can report a review, just kind of the same process you did before, but I do have a screenshot of a different way to do that. So this is what it would look like if there was something to appeal. So then you'll click this button, it'll give you an option of any ones you have to appeal. I recommend doing them one at a time because you can write a custom case for each one. So go ahead and do one at a time and select the reason why you don't think it's legitimate and then create your case as best as possible. Now, if you're not a good writer or you can't really explain it, go in bullet form and then put in ChatGPT and have them create one for you. Keep it as short as possible. Say, hey ChatGPT, I am writing an appeal for a negative review on Google. It's not a legitimate review. It was left by someone who's never worked with our business. We don't know who they are. There's no record of them, and it has nothing to do with our product or service. Something like that, put in ChatGPT, it'll modify it for you and come up with a really good example of how to submit that. Then you'll go ahead and just hit submit that. Typically with these manual reviews, if they're on their game, it can be 24 to 48 hours, sometimes longer, before it will ideally come down, or at least you'll get a response and say, hey, this seems like a legitimate review, we can't take it down. Now the downside to this is you can't ask again. So once you do that, it's up or it's down. All right, so now that we've covered how to appeal a review on Google, I want to talk about what to do if it's a legitimate real customer or real experience and how to get that review taken down. So we're not talking black hat here, we're talking what does that process look like in your own business. And so as a PR firm, we help clients build out crisis management plans. And while this might not seem a massive crisis, it does negatively affect your business. And so you should have a strategy in place to make this better. And so what we typically do is we'll reach out if we know who the customer is, we'll reach out directly to the customer and say, hey, I saw that negative review. I'm so sorry you had that experience. Let me know what I can do to help remedy this. How can I help fix that experience? Let's go resolve those issues with you. A lot of times people are just frustrated with something, or they didn't understand something, and it can be easily resolved. We've seen that happen, and honestly, that's what reviews are great for. They really are a good opportunity for that person, that client, to air out their issues, and ideally the service, the business, the product, e-commerce, whatever it is, they go resolve that. I run several e-commerce businesses. If I get a negative review, someone says, this product was damaged, we offer 100% guarantee on our products and our quality. So we just ship them out a new product. Don't ask them to return it. We ship them a brand new product, not a problem. Usually within a day or two, they fix the review for us because manufacturing issues do happen. So same thing with services. There are issues. Sometimes you give them the service, you give them a free month. So first step is try to communicate with them directly. And second step, if you're not able to find out who that customer is, maybe they left it under an alias, respond to that with, hey, so sorry, we're not able to, connect this with an order. We'd love to help you resolve that issue. Would you reach out to help at, and whatever your domain is, or whatever your email is to get them, and start that conversation and really try to resolve that issue. Situations where you need to do full refunds, ship new products, extend their service, add some freebies. And a lot of this might seem frustrating, but it's really valuable to build that long-term relationship, because not only did you ideally fix that negative review, but you've also hopefully built someone who now trusts your brand and will say positive things about you. And word of mouth is one of the most important things you can do to grow your business. All right, guys, if you need any help, please make sure to subscribe. In the comments, let me know if you want to hear anything else about this topic. Thank you.